This episode of Nerds Gone Rogue is brought to you by Killers. Written by C. Benjamin Doyle, Killers is available now on Amazon and Amazon Kindle. Get your copy today.
What's up, nerds? Welcome to Nerds Gone Rogue, episode 99. E3 2018 ended right on time, so we could do episode 99. I'm Matthew Keel, your finally over the flu host, and alongside me is at Svhenn himself. How are you, sir?
Good.
And then we also have at Corey at HD. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm great.
Cool.
E3 was great.
Yeah, you and Ed put in some work.
Yeah, that's an understatement of the year.
I mean, you guys did a lot. I'll be honest, I am still going back to watch it because I was sick most of it. So, but E3 2018 happened. Well, we all look to be 100% fair. I know Platinum did a nice breakdown of all the conferences. Corey has broken down the conferences ad nauseum. So we're not going to sit here and do line item by line item. I think I'll just bring up each conference. We'll say our thoughts, say some pros, say some cons, and then just sort of move. Because at this point, you know, we're the last one to be. This is the last show to be recorded, so I don't think we should really tread on territory that has already been trodden. You guys agree?
Yep, fair.
Yeah, cool. So,
which is funny. I actually went back to because I was doing your hype trailer this week, and I went back to our very first episode. It was like 4 hours long. Yeah, and it was an E3 episode where we literally talked about every game that was announced, and it was like, that was a bad idea. Yeah,
we
bad idea.
It was a bad idea, and Matt had a nap. So
I just want to say that our show has gotten way better since then.
Oh, we have.
I don't know if our show is good or not, but I know it's better than it was.
I know it's better than what it was. That's
Please don't go listen to that episode. You know what? You can probably skip like the first 30 episodes. It'd probably be fine.
I mean, I feel like 33 is a good starting point because that's when this chucklehead started showing up. So
that's fair.
So and you know he's classed up the place, and
yeah.
And
you sure he has?
He classed up the place so much we gave him his own goddamn show.
That's right.
And yeah, so that's what's happening. So but you know, we're talking E3 2018 here. What are your guys' thoughts on E3? Good, bad, ugly, meh?
It was very, I don't know if underwhelming is the right word, but it was very uneventful in terms of like surprise announcements and stuff. Like there's a couple announcements where I was like, wow, that's interesting. Like when Xbox got from like Shadows Die Twice trailer premiered on their stage, or like Sony having Control. I thought Control looked really interesting. Like that was cool. Or, you know, little things like when Star Fox is going to appear in that new spaceship game from Ubisoft. Like that's weird. And that'll Starlink, I think it's called Starlink. Yeah. And like, I don't know, but like some of the things that really bothered me, and I know we're going to get into this, but like Bethesda just like dragging out a conference was interesting.
I thought they did better this year than they did last year.
Oh, I thought last year's conference was way better. It was just a concise video showing trailer. Oh my gosh, dude! Bethesda's conference was so boring to me this year. Like
really?
I could not.
I thought
almost
they
fell
came
asleep.
out swinging with wasn't it Rage 2? Rage
with
2
Andrew
looks
Well,
WK.
now hang on. They came out. The first thing we got was Andrew WK.
Yeah.
Now, if
Well,
you
that's
now,
true.
I mean, that is an E3. Where are they now? Sort of situation.
that
We were
was a
talking about
Microsoft talked about Porsches for a half hour last year.
Yeah, like yeah.
Wait,
that-
moment.
Now, I will say this, like, regardless of what you think about Andrew WK, when I saw the reveal for Rage 2, I was thinking, man, it sounds like they got a band that could do Andrew WK stuff. I'm impressed that it was actually him, number one. Two, like, the fact that he came out, did his thing, and it was fucking weird. But like I don't think Bethesda was boring by any stretch.
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
either.
but to be fair, like I was only interested in 3 of the things that they were talking about. So like, look, my favorite things about Bethesda are not the games that Bethesda internal does. Like the things that interested me most during that conference was like the things they spent the least amount of time on, like Wolfenstein Youngblood and Doom Eternal and Rage were like, those were the only games I was interested in that they talked about. Like I could care less about Elder Scrolls. I can care even less than that about Fallout. Like, I don't know.
So Bethesda is
I appreciate what Bethesda does, but their games just aren't for me. And I watched it because we were doing breakdowns and stuff. But like I could have gone like that. That's why last year's conference was better for me. Is like it was just trailer after trailer about stuff that I actually kind of cared about.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm not trying to. I mean, like for people who care about Fallout and Starfield and Elder Scrolls, I'm sure that was like a hell of a conference for fans of Bethesda. But for me, it was
Starfield and Elder Scrolls, they said, "Hey, these are basically itches in our pants right now. Settle in. It's going to be a while."
Here's some water and some mountains.
Yeah,
here's some water and some mountains in the Elder Scrolls text. Here you go.
Yeah. I mean, they were the first person to start talking about the next gen because they said, "Yeah, don't expect this for a while."
Oh yeah, no.
But see now
they might as well have just written Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 on a napkin and threw it at people. Like that's how far those games are into development.
I mean, isn't that what Nintendo did for Smash on Wii U?
Yeah,
but I think they're further.
That's what they did for. That's what they did for Pokemon and Metroid Prime last year too. So I mean.
But like I'm going to tell you right now, I'll bet you next year we're going to have people saying we need progress updates on this.
Yeah, they will.
Well, that's the problem. See, that's the problem. Yeah.
And well, it's just like I mean, and then I'm going to save that for when we get to Bethesda. But those lovable little scamps at EA, they were first. And Moose, you did not watch this, right?
No, I think I was. Wait, that happened on a Saturday? Saturday?
That was Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, no, okay, my problem with EA is I don't play Madden anymore. I don't play FIFA Soccer anymore. I don't, they shit the bed with their Star Wars updates last year. And they're very awkward on stage. Like, I was watching, a replay, someone's recap of what happened at E3, and I saw the video of them talking about FIFA, and they said, you can pre-order it, and
and you can play the full game now, but it's FIFA 18, so it's
right. There was no clapping. It was unbelievably awkward, and I'm just I'm so glad I skipped that conference. But I don't have a dog in that fight. I mean they've killed off. Well, Mass Effect is not dead, but they've pretty much screwed the pooch on that for me for a while. I don't do Dragon Age. I think Dragon Age is trash. It's a B-side. It's a Mass Effect A-side, and I just don't. I can't get into it. But that's my opinion. So I just avoided EA altogether.
Yeah, so, I mean, EA to me was I thought for what it was, the cool kind of AR Anthem thing at the beginning was kind of cool. I was like, okay, this is different for them. And then they go right into some Anthem stuff, which was basically the same stuff we saw last year.
Mhm.
And then like Battlefield, it took them 6 minutes to announce a freaking battle royale mode for Battlefield. 6 minutes.
I should say I am excited about Battlefield 5, but it's already been announced, so I don't need to watch E3 about it. So I am excited about Battlefield 5.
I will say this: the words "battle royale" were said a lot less on stage at E3 than I thought they were. I was expecting everybody to be talking about battle royale,
like Halo, like Microsoft coming out with a Halo edition. I could even see Sony coming out with an Uncharted battle royale linked to what is it? It's Lost Legacy. I could see that happening.
I could see a battle royale mode in Last of Us. It'd make it more interesting.
That's true. That's a good point.
Even if it was only 50 people instead of 100, you could have like the zombies creeping around and you'd have to use stealth to get around the map.
Yeah. And what if there was also resource gathering to build a little, like a little fort to like try and be able to gather your wits, like you said, like not only are you fighting the players, but you're fighting zombies that are coming around. So
well, I think in the Last of Us multiplayer, it was just, I don't think there were clickers in it. I think it was just it was just factions.
It was.
I think so. There was no clickers.
Yeah. Well, now, and I feel like they could probably do a battle royale that's interesting. Probably it won't sell as well as Fortnite, but I feel like it's another take on it rather than just being PUBG or Fortnite. So
yeah.
But anyway, back to EA. So I'll say this: I think Andrea Renee did a good job hosting that.
She did great for what she was given.
Like I feel like she was given she was given a not great amount of stuff, and I feel like when she opened with, well, I'm in the gaming community and I'm a gamer, and I was just like, you don't have to do that. Like anybody who's going to question you on that, fuck them. And I don't listen to What's Good Games. I've tried. It's just not for me. But like, I feel like Andrea Renee's any of those hosts on that show are better than need to qualify that. And then when the dude at the beginning, I couldn't tell if he was heckling her, but I felt like she basically said, yeah, you want to be on blast? I could do this with you. And he just backed off. So I feel like, she did really well, and kudos to her. And yeah, like Corey said, she was not given a lot of good stuff. But FIFA 19, I'll bring it up just because I like FIFA. The implications of what happened with FIFA 19 are kind of interesting. FIFA's getting the UEFA license this year. Now, the UEFA license means it's all Champions League, licensed European clubs. That's the only thing that Pro Evolution Soccer had on FIFA. And that ends this year. So FIFA getting this, basically, they turn FIFA into Madden, where it has no competition. Like, I don't know if Konami's going to do Pro Evolution anymore after this, but I think FIFA might have just eliminated its competition, which is bad in my opinion. Then they talked about Origin access, and I got less from that. Then there was an awkward conversation with Zampella from Respawn, and they mentioned Jedi Fallen Order, but had nothing about it because why would they? And
the game everybody was most excited to hear about.
yeah. I couldn't tell who was dunking on who in the conversation between Andrea and Vince Zampella, but like it seemed like one of them was waiting for. Like he was waiting for her to move on, and she was waiting for him to. I think she thought he was going to give information.
Yeah.
And then they went into Battlefront, and it kind of sucks that everything about that game is an apology now.
And not only that, but it also bleeds into Battlefield 5. And Anthem, it bleeds into Battlefield 5 and Anthem, and it's like. guys, you don't need to say it. Just confirm that it's not happening and move the fuck on. Like, just stop trying to pick at the scab, because you're constantly saying there's no loot crates, there's no pay to play, or not pay to play, but pay to win.
Yeah.
Like, you don't stop saying that. Just say we don't have loot crates, or you know what I'm saying. Not like loot crates, but we don't have a pay to win type strategy. I don't care if they've got cosmetics in the game. That's awesome. Have cosmetics in the game for people that want to have their character look a specific way and want to pay money. That's fine with me. But you don't need to say we don't have a pay to win. Like, just say it once and be done with it, and let sleeping dogs lie and move the fuck on. Because you constantly reiterating that drives me more crazy than shit actually being in your fucking game. Like, so,
agreed.
Anyways,
EA did show two things that piqued my interest, and they were the two. Like, EA's cornered the market on earnest developers losing it on stage. They brought out the Unravel guy, and they revealed Unravel 2 is available now. That caught my eye because it was co-op, and brought it up to the girlfriend. She's interested, so I picked it up. It looks like It looks like Unravel, but it looks like Unravel 1, but it has more of an Ibn Ob vibe to it, where it's just co-op grappling mechanic, which seems kind of cool. And then they had I don't remember her name, but the lady from Joe May Games talked about Sea of Solitude. This game sounded really cool, and the lady who presented it, I wish I had written down her name, but I did not. She delivered a very impassioned monologue about it, and it was clear like she was talking about her game on her own. She wasn't going off a prompter, and she sounded like Werner Herzog, which was like a female Werner Herzog, which is always a good time. And this game, I feel like, should be on people's radar. It's coming out early 2019. It's called Sea of Solitude. Then they went into Madden. They shat all over Command and Conquer with a mobile game, and then Anthem might as well be called Game as Service, in my opinion. That game, I don't get what it is. I don't really, and I'm not sure I care.
See, they showed like 25 minutes of nothing for Anthem.
Yeah, you see a guy flying over an empty environment.
Which was cool the first time they showed it last year. But like, and like, don't get me wrong. Like, on paper, Anthem sounds cool. Of like, okay, we've got these 4 different types of mechs. You go on these cool adventures on this planet and with your friends, and you can switch mechs on the fly. You can upgrade all of them at once, whatever. But like, where are the cool weapons we're going to be using? What is this loot stuff we're going to be using? What are the different like classes that we're going to be able to play as? Where's my character creator? What kind of missions are we going on? What's the story behind Anthem?
Yeah.
They keep saying, "Oh, it's going to be your story." Well, what's the story? Like, what's the premise of the story? You know, like they didn't really. They said a lot about nothing.
100 not shepherds are parachuted into a world with jetpacks.
Oh God! Yep.
Well,
Anthem Royale.
What I thought was silly was everyone were asking questions that were relevant to Mass Effect, and I'm like, okay, I get it. It's BioWare, and they did a thing that you are severely attached to, but they've not done that thing well. For what, 2 games now?
Yeah,
I don't know. I love Mass Effect 3, but
3 wasn't that bad. It just
but look at the public backlash. Like, clearly, they did enough to offend their fan base, and Andromeda, had its own issues. So maybe it's probably better they move away from that and try something different.
Yeah,
I mean. And then there's already, I think there was Casey Hudson on Twitter who said maybe there will be a romance option. I'm like, don't do this, Casey. Stand your ground, man.
Just fucking leave it be. Like, leave it be.
like make your game and stand by your game. And
Yeah.
I'll say it right now. Fuck the backlash. Like you made your game. That's your statement.
Don't give it. Don't like. This is my thing. This was my thing with Mass Effect 3 too. It was like, and like this is my thing with him in general. Is like, don't go back on your vision because your vision could be something fans don't want, but it's something that's going to be remembered if you do it correctly, and something that's going to look at something like The Last of Us. That game, like, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of that game, but like. That game did something very different in terms of video games, and that game did something very different in terms of storytelling. And, you know, the ending was very different from what people were going to expect. And look, people may have liked it, people may have hated the ending, whatever. But like, look, that game is on the list of legendary video games now forever.
Yeah,
because of what it did. You know.
I'll say this.
Your game's going to be forgettable if you appease if you stray off of your creative vision.
I'm trying to generalize it. That's the problem. I'm going to hit everybody. That's the problem.
I'm going to shout out Arrowhead Games and the quote they have on their website: "A game for everyone is a game for no one."
Yep.
And there's a lot of truth in that statement. And if you know, well, if your response to that is, well, a game for everyone is a game for everyone, clearly you are not in this conversation anymore.
And like, to be fair, the BioWare everybody loves from that first Mass Effect game, and even the second game, they're gone. They're so gone.
Yeah, they've been gone forever.
So like, it's the same as like everybody wants. Like, speaking in terms of Nintendo, everybody wants to see what like Retro's next game and wants them to return to Metroid or whatever. That team, like half of that team is gone too. Half of them went to 343 to work on Halo. Half of them started Armature Studios. Some of them are working, you know, for Sony now. Like, and a lot of them created their own independent developers. Like, look at NT Creates. Look at the studio behind. What's the studio that the Mega Man creator went?
Concept?
And did? Nah, not Concept. The other one. I forget what it is. It might be Armature.
Well, you're talking about Keiji Inafune?
Yeah. Like
Concept. I'm pretty sure that's him. I'm pretty sure that's him.
No, I know Concept, but they partnered with a studio, and they ended up like, I don't know if they bought them or in a deal with them or whatever, and they did Recore, and I don't know. I don't remember who this studio is, but like my point is like, studio, like, just because you like a studio doesn't mean all those people are going to be there forever. So
yeah,
I mean, things change, and a lot of the time that's good, you know.
If you spend a lot of time doing the same thing without changing, you go insane.
Yeah.
And then so we'll move from EA to Microsoft. And I just want to say I like Phil Spencer. I really do. And the more I see him on stage, like
I
want to be that guy's buddy.
Like,
I give him a thumbs up. I like Phil Spencer.
Like, I'll be honest, there are several people that are high ranking at Game Studios that I would love to just go out and have beers with. Phil Spencer's one of them. Todd Howard's another one. But he just seems like a solid dude. And Microsoft stuff aside, like, I like the way he handles himself in the press conference.
He always sounds genuine when he talks. Like,
yeah,
I think he's done a really good job of turning the ship around.
Yeah.
I
mean, like, he's definitely inherited it. What was it, Matic? Metric?
Don Metric, yeah.
Yeah, he did definitely not put the Xbox brand in a good light leading into this console generation, but Phil has done a tremendous job of turning things around. So, I mean, I give it to him. I like him. I like the way he does things. You know, he does a good job communicating with the gaming community. And, you know, and he's trying to get games there. So,
yeah, and I read this article the other day. I forget where I read it, but it was like it was pretty much saying like Microsoft knows they lost a generation, but they're building a platform for next gen. And it was like,
yeah,
Microsoft's playing for tomorrow, but they're playing to win. It was a really interesting article about like all the changes that Phil Spencer has done since he's been there, and like everything they're doing to build a successful box for the future and not necessarily right now.
Yeah, I think they're really playing today to win for tomorrow. To win tomorrow, I don't know.
Well, right. I mean, they bought those 5 studios, you know, and you're not going to see a game from those studios. Maybe you will, but not all of them in the next year or two. You know, what was it? Ninja Theory they bought.
Yeah,
they did Hellblade, and so now you'll see their next game after a while. And what'll be nice is, you know, is Microsoft will be able to throw some money at them, and they'll have their creative control, and they'll be able to make an even better Hellblade. And then that game obviously will be exclusive to Xbox. And so Microsoft is now cultivating this. Well, we bought these 5 studios. Here's the exclusive. Here are the studios that will be making the exclusives we're missing. Not now, but in the future. You know, and I think they're doing a good job. I said it before. I'm not sold on buying an Xbox One. I mean, I have a PS4 and I have a lot of shit to play there, but they're starting to turn things around to the point where I'm like, okay, yeah, like if you get some really good, you know, first party games on your console, I might pick it up. You know what I mean? So they're doing a better job of selling me on it. I'm not completely sold yet, but they're getting there, and they're doing better for their gamers. Backwards compatibility, the Game Pass. The Game Pass is awesome, and I wish Sony would answer to that. But we can all be honest. Microsoft has like 1,000 times the money that Sony does to be able to throw something at that, because they could just take their money from their operating systems department and be like, here, we're you know, hey, to make money on this, we're gonna just throw money at it, you know.
Hey Bill, we're gonna take some of that Microsoft Office money and put it into this games machine. What do you think about that?
And he's like,
I'm going to go save the planet.
Goodbye. He pops his head out like Scrooge McDuck. Just don't take any money from these coins I'm swimming in. Right.
Yes. Yeah, you can take it from the other 70,000 volts that I have, you know, now gold coins in, but just don't take it from the one I'm in now. So, anyway.
Now, I mean, I'm not going to – I have some thoughts. I thought Microsoft – they had a conference, and I feel like the only way I can really describe it is smoke and mirrors. But it's not smoke and mirrors the way other conferences were, because at least there were other conferences with exclusives.
Well, that's the thing. They did a great job of announcing. They also did a good job of bolstering the fan base, like what the fan base is coming. But they also did a great job of showing me all the games I'll be playing on my PS4.
Exactly. Like, I mean, you know, and like Corey said earlier, like getting From Software's next game. Like, there's a lot of weird things about this, because it's on Xbox stage, which hasn't been characteristic. It's also being published by Activision, not Bandai Namco,
which is not surprising. Who developed Tenchu?
From Software.
Who published it?
Activision, but it's also a new IP.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying,
but like
they're just like, hey, we got a new IP. We can go back to a publisher we worked with before.
Yeah, and that
completely and utterly surprising if they've never worked with Activision before.
True.
So like when you look at their history, it's a little shocking because they've been working with Bandai Namco forever now.
And when was the last Tenchu game?
Right. So, but with them moving into a new IP, in my personal opinion, I kind of think a new publisher is in order. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, new IP.
I'm with you.
Well,
I also think they want to get out of the console exclusive
Right. And I agree with you on that, because a game that is console exclusive, I mean, it's great for the people that own that console, because it's like, hey, I'll buy this, I'll buy this console over another. But for them, they're not really, they're a third party developer, so their games I personally don't think should be console exclusive.
Yeah, so, they want to maximize their player base.
Right, and the only thing I want console exclusive out of them is another Bloodborne 2. That's it. Like, I know we'll talk about what they've got coming, later on, but that's it. Like, this game looks great.
Kind of surprised Bloodborne 2 wasn't there, to be honest with you.
I'm not
because they said everything they were working on was new.
Right.
They've been saying that for years now, and I was right. Also, I thought it was interesting to see the
dream though, Matt. But anyway,
true. I like the variety of titles Microsoft had. Like, they had Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
They had the remaster of Tales of Vesperia, probably one of the better Tales games in my opinion.
Which is also coming to other consoles, and it'll be cool. I think I might pick it up on Switch, because I've never played it, and I heard it's one of the better ones. So I'm like, well, there's another Switch title I'll buy. You know? So.
I mean, and then I think I liked the idea of Session, but I think
is that the skateboarding one?
It's basically. I think there was a lot of lineage from the skate games.
Yeah, it's a bunch of people from that studio formed their own studio and kickstarted it.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. If that game takes off, if EA's
not going to do it, and there's
teams out there that could do it, fucking do it, man.
Yeah.
Well, not that. If there's a player base that wants it, there's a player base out there that wants skateboarding.
Yeah,
games.
I'll be
honest. I've never played one, and if they put a good one out there, I'll probably try it. If you give me a Switch edition, I'll take it on the go. I can play it while I'm skateboarding.
I thought for sure Tony Hawk was going to be out there and announce Tony Hawk Skate at EA.
Oh God, that would have been so fucking weird.
I know.
Weird enough that I would be on board, but it would have been fucking weird.
On board.
Yeah, it would have been weird.
Nice.
Well done, sir.
So, and I also thought the reveal of Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't played this in a long time, and I'm on board with that.
I'll be honest, if I played those games, I do not remember them.
I've never played any of the original series.
That probably leads me to believe that I haven't played it, because I've heard they're among the better hack and slash games. That game looked cool. And I will say this. I know that's not exclusive. But Microsoft has found ways over its time to get me looking at an Xbox, and they did at least 2 this time out. They did a sequel to Ori, which Ori and the Blind Forest is one of the reasons I would buy an Xbox. They also have Cuphead DLC, which is another reason I would buy an Xbox.
Delicious Last Course is what it's called. DLC. That's smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
And then they announced 3 Gears games.
Yeah. They announced 2 Gears games and a piece of garbage.
And why the fuck are we doing another Battletoads game? Just why?
I don't know.
People who think those games are good are lying to themselves, and they're lying to you, telling you they're good.
Don't buy Battletoads. Do not support Battletoads.
I feel like they're doing it because Phil was head of Rare. Fine, whatever. But I did think the Gears Tactics
looks awesome.
Looks
PC exclusive, by the way.
Is it PC exclusive?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I don't need to buy an Xbox for that.
As of right now, it's PC exclusive.
Okay.
It is not announced for Xbox One.
And then that mobile Gears Funko Pop.
Yeah, get that out of here. Let's not even.
Thanks for coming out. Go away.
Yeah.
And they did announce it. They did announce a Just Cause 4, which that'll be everywhere.
They announced Dying Light 2 also.
Dying Light.
Yes.
Well, we'll see.
Dying Light looks good.
I wasn't interested in Dying Light 2 till I started hearing about it after people had appointments for it. It's like the same with Cyberpunk.
Also, it's got the writer that did New Vegas. New Vegas.
Isn't it Chris Avellone?
I believe so. Which Captain Canada was
very
happy to point out.
Has a man crush on.
Yeah, I know he loves those series. He loves everything that guy's done. Although, if you look at the guy's resume, he's done a lot of good. He's done a lot of good story writing and a lot of good games. And so to have him working on that is going to be awesome. And the fact that he's going to allow you to do like multiple ways to weave your way through the story of that game, that's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So. I want to bring up one thing that Xbox or that Microsoft showed that I was really laughing at last year and actually really impressed with this year was Crackdown 3. I don't know if you guys saw the new trailer for Crackdown 3, but they made some very big changes to the way that game looks, the way that game looks like it plays. Like, I mean, yeah, I was actually kind of surprised by Crackdown 3 they're showing this year. And if it turns out to be like a 7.0 game and that's really fun to play, I'm like, that's all I really want from Crackdown. Thought it looked cool. Terry Crews yelling the whole trailer.
I remember playing the first Crackdown and just it was one of those games. It was like Just Cause 2, where I just laughed a lot playing that game. Like there was a weird amount of joy I got in that chaos. I'm not seeing it in Crackdown 3, and I joke it when in my notes here I jokingly wrote, "Is it ever coming out?" And I know it will. I'm not.
It's February right now.
Despite I'm not really an idiot. Or at least I am just for other ways, but like they have to stop and they need to just say they need to work on it, finish it, and put it out at this point.
And Andy's in the chat asking about Forza.
And I was actually just going to address that. I like Burnout, and that's not real racing, and that's about it. Like, that's as real as I get. Other than that, I will play kart racers, except I haven't really played a Mario Kart in a while. I will play arcade racers. I guess that's probably the way to go about that.
Yeah, I like kart racers too, and more of the arcade stuff. Like, I think the last racer I actually bought was Ridge Racer, like a long time ago, and I'd love to see Namco Band bring that back, but let's see if that happens. But like Forza, meh, whatever. Have fun with it. If you're a fan of it, have fun with it. That's cool.
I mean, that game looks great, and yeah. I like what they're doing with seasons enough to sort of change it up. And
I don't know if I like how every single car in the game is supposedly another real player though.
Oh, you want it to be where it's just you kind of playing.
They did say after E3 is over that there is a single player like offline mode to it where like you'll just play against your friends' drivatars if you don't want to play online. But if you choose to play online, every single car in that game will be a real person, which is I don't know how a game can survive like that, but I guess it will if you have a bunch of like people that racing games are such a different breed of video game. They're like racing games are like fighting games where like there's a whole community surrounding them that like most like quote unquote real gamers don't really care about. You know what I mean? So
the last thing before we move on to Bethesda, I liked how they ended their conference with Cyberpunk. Not that Cyberpunk ended it, but I thought that like they cut off Phil's speech.
Yeah, like they got hacked or something.
Like they got hacked, and then they like fucking. That's how you present a game.
Yeah,
like I've not just because it was a game that I'm thoroughly interested in, but it was like they got to the heart of what that is and just showed it. I actually was super stoked after that trailer. I thought that, that it revealed enough details and enough. They showed a world that gave me a ton of questions, or it made me ask a ton of questions. So I was like interested, and everything I've seen from, like, I think Polygon and GameSpot, everybody that's talked about it, it was enough for me to go, okay, I'm fully invested. That being said, I said the same stuff about The Witcher 3 when that was revealed, and then I bought Witcher Day 1 and I still haven't played it. But hopefully Cyberpunk is a different thing for me.
I'm really interested to see how CD Projekt Red's going to do a shooter.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Just because, like, they've been stuck in Witcher Land for so long. I don't even know what it's called.
I think they could do it. I think they could do it. It looks like they will.
Oh, I don't have any doubt that they can. Like, I think they're a great studio, and they've only gotten better and progressed through. Like, there was a Witcher 2 update like last year to make the combat more like Witcher 3. It's like, I mean, they want to make their games the best, and, like, I kind of feel like this game's going to be cool. I wish it was third person, but that's fine. I think if you have a create a character option, you should have the option to switch it to third person.
Yeah, I agree. Like, give the gamer the option, because you've got gamers so used to it with The Witcher 3 that it's like, okay, like, now you're making them go to first person. Give them the option.
I wonder what made them switch it to that. Like, I wonder, like, did things just show, like, Western audiences are more into, like, first person and, like, shooters and stuff, or do they just are. Like, yeah, I know, but I mean, like, as opposed to, I mean, The Witcher 3 sold so well, and it's just like that was third person, so I don't know. It's just interesting to me that they chose to go that route instead of a third person, but
yeah,
I don't know. It looks cool either way. I guess the behind closed doors demo was, like, insanely impressive.
I heard more than one person say they were exhausted. It was so much.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least it caused them to be active in the demo.
And they said, like, quests will blend together, and you don't know when one begins and one ends, and if they like the quests like are parallel to each other or whatever. Like, that's going to be an interesting game.
Well, and I think they're really going after, like, the world of that tabletop experience too.
Mm-hmm.
In at least from a story perspective, and let them. I thought the trailer it was vibrant, bright.
Yeah.
It painted a picture of a world, and that world did not look too much like Veneer or Facade.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it
had a little depth to it.
Yeah. It had clean parts, it had dirty parts, and there was a spectrum between. And I think there are plenty of developers that could take notes on doing world building just by that trailer.
Right.
So let's move to Bethesda. Now, we knew basically everything going into this because Walmart did us a favor. None of us expected Andrew WK, though. I think Rage looks cool. I'm
open world Doom, pretty much.
I miss Borderlands, and
does it not look like Borderlands?
I think
it's not a loot game, though. They said
that doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying.
It's the gameplay he's talking about.
That's not what I'm saying. Like, that game looks like it is aiming squarely. It has Borderlands squarely in its crosshairs, and if if Borderlands 3 comes out anywhere near it, I think it might get its lunch taken. But I also think, Pitchford probably saw that and said, okay, we'll delay this a little bit and make sure. We'll take our time. And then we got Elder Scrolls Legends coming to Switch, PS4, Xbox One.
New developer.
If you want to play a card game on your console, fine. Mm-hmm. You do you. I don't think I will. We got I don't know what I know Elder Scrolls Online, they did a little presentation on Somerset. Great for the people that play that. They're probably really happy. Doom Eternal.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a cool trailer.
I feel like, I want more Doom.
I do want more Doom.
but I wanted more Doom when I played Doom. So more Doom. That's all I gotta say. Quake Champions, I feel like they're really true.
Please play our game.
Yeah,
it's free.
It was kind of like Xbox's Sea of Thieves thing. They're like, hey, you could play it, I promise.
Yeah. Not a lot of people are. Well, PC gamers are interested in that, and a lot of people that were there, I think,
are they?
So. Well, but see, the thing is, Corey and I listen to Giant Bomb. I know you don't, Moose, but everybody on Giant Bomb's like, you want to play a game that's like Quake but better? Play Quake 3. It's still fast, it's still good, and Quake Champions has a ton of issues. I like the fact that we're getting more Prey.
Yeah.
And I also like that they're doing new stuff to it, like the Moon Crash mode and the survival mode, a new game plus and new story stuff.
Oh yeah.
All of that stuff. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me regret even more not playing it, but now I'll wait till all that comes out. I can't wait to do it.
And we'll play it when Moon Crash is out now.
Yeah.
You can buy that now. So that's cool. I
think Moon Crash is free.
No, Moon Crash is not free. I thought it was free. It's not. It's $20 on the PSN because I was going to get it.
Oh, the New Game Plus must be free then, because I think.
That's probably free, that update, because I have Prey on my challenge list to play this year, and I want to play it. I bought it when it initially came out last year and just never got to it, and so I'm excited for the New Game Plus. I'm excited for the DLC. It's all good stuff, man, that they're supporting it. It's awesome that they're supporting it, because I know the game's very divisive for people. Some people hate it. Some people love it. And then, when it first launched and had its bugs, people had problems with it, which I didn't have. I mean, that was the PC, I think. The PC had the bugs mainly. And people are like, screw this. It's horrible. But I think they've done a good job of updating it and giving it some more life. So I'm looking forward to going back to it and playing it. It's just scary as fuck for me. So
yeah.
Whatever.
Wolfenstein Youngblood. I feel like this announcement created way too many questions.
I feel like this announcement makes me want to go into continue playing Wolfenstein 2. We talked about that during the spoiler cast.
Yeah, you were not a fan.
I was not a fan initially, and I think I just wasn't in the right place. So I think I want to take another crack at the game, Wolfenstein 2, and just see where it goes, because this looks cool. Twin daughters, 2-player co-op. I think that would be a lot of fun. But anyways.
I don't understand why people have questions about this.
Well, we know there's a third game.
Right.
Does this preclude that?
No.
It's set in the 80s.
I know, but to me this is just like the Old Blood when the Old Blood came out. This is that to me. This is just a secondary adventure on the Wolfenstein 2 engine or whatever.
And that's a good thing that you can think about that. I just feel like we could have gotten more details from Machine Games about it. That's all.
Yeah, aren't they going to talk about this at QuakeCon more or something?
I think they said they were going to reveal gameplay at QuakeCon, I think.
Yeah, that and Doom.
Yeah, like they'll. I mean, that's and they'll do that. But I just feel like, you know, you could say this is a standalone adventure. This is a alternate timeline. You don't even really. I mean, again, you don't really have to get into super spoiler stuff. But like, I mean, anybody who's paid attention to Wolfenstein at all, we're wondering what are the implications with Mecha Hitler.
Yeah.
Like, we have to kill Mecha Hitler at some point. Otherwise, this is all worthless. It really is. Like, it's I love Wolfenstein, the New Order, and New Colossus. But like, I need to kill Mecha Hitler, or I can't die. I can't die peacefully.
Yeah.
I mean, and I gotta know when do I kill Mecha Hitler? If something happened to BJ and Mecha Hitler is just being kept alive, and these two get to kill it, fine, I'm okay with that too. But like, where is he? When do I get? When does the Führer get to die? Führer die? I need to. It needs to happen, and I need to do it with a gun. And then I liked the Skyrim on Alexa joke. A lot of people,
that was that's not a joke.
A lot of
that really works, right?
A lot of people did. It was really they're showing Skyrim on a goddamn Etch-a-Sketch. It was a joke.
No, the Alexa thing is real.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, there was an article that came out that said yes, the Alexa Skyrim is not a joke. The Etch-a-Sketch was, and the refrigerator was, but Alexa was not. There's like a team.
Cheers, Todd. This is why I would drink with Todd Howard. This is why.
Yeah. There's like a team of like 8 or 10 people that worked on the Alexa version, and it's all voice activated.
That's great. Eat all the cheese.
Eat all the cheese.
Eat all the cheese. Honey, you know what the doctor said about dairy?
Yeah.
We got
all the cheese.
we got a big long discussion about Fallout 76. I'm super interested. I know neither of you are. Like, it's just
not all right. I'm not.
Like, I know Fallout's not your thing. I know it's definitely not Corey's.
Yeah, I'll probably play the beta if I can get into it. If I don't, then it'll be something that if word of mouth piques my interest, I'll play it. If not, it'll just fall by the wayside for me.
Depends on access, right?
I just want to point out that I played Fallout 4 for 6 hours and I got stuck in a room because the door wouldn't open. And then I didn't want to redo like 3 hours worth of progress.
And that's fine. That's fine.
Understandable.
Fallout Shelter on Switch, not gonna lie, almost bought it. Did not though.
It's free.
It's free.
Well, you know what I mean. I almost downloaded it. I did not.
Okay. I'm gonna help you out, man.
I almost bought it for free. And then Elder Scrolls Blades,
which seems interesting. I'm kind of
surprised they didn't just put Skyrim on phone.
It's like I guess Infinity Blade is like the analog there. Remember that?
A little bit, but it's still different. But yeah.
And then they were the second person they were the second company to talk about future gens with Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6. I'm going to say it right now. Don't ask about it next year because it ain't going to be there. It's not. And I know there's going to be plenty of people going, well, what about this? And they're like, yeah, they said that's a long ways away. So if you don't see Starfield, you're not seeing Elder Scrolls. So just know that they're actually working on it.
Especially when he says we're thinking about a game after this next game.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and I know that Starfield has been kicking around a while, but we've not really seen much from it, if anything other than images. And so yeah, settle in and let them work on it. Now we go to Square Enix.
Oh my gosh, what a joke.
Well, we got some weird, interesting murder porn in the form of Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, but it was shown at Xbox, so like,
right.
Everything at Square's conference except for what?
Babylon Falls.
Final Fantasy crossed Monster Hunter.
Yeah, that was an obscure thing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really. I mean, Square's into crossing over, I guess. So, and then the Quiet Man was like this weird kind of like.
Yeah, that was weird. I was just like, okay.
That was
some new shit that I might be interested in. But I will say this: I am not getting into Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm not doing it.
Why not?
I mean, I will because I'm a Disney fan.
I mean, I loved 1 and 2. I didn't play any of the other ones because I didn't have any.
You didn't play Dream Drop Distance or 358 over 2 days or Birth by Sleep or
no, I didn't.
Or Recoded.
No, I didn't. But like,
or the phone game.
No, I didn't. I didn't play it because I care what I do with my time.
Or don't forget the most important chapter in the story.
The most recent one, the
2.8 Redux or something.
Yeah. And I already don't care. But I'm not. I don't have the time anymore. I feel like that was a time in my life, and I don't regret playing any of those games. I love Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. But I don't feel the need to get in for 3. There's nothing that has gotten me to say, you know what, this is a game you should play.
Yeah.
I think them introducing Pixar got me into it.
And like, I thought that was cool.
But like for someone like you could look at that stuff online, like Let's Plays, like 6 months after the game comes out, and be like,
"Oh yeah,
I got my fill. This is cool." You know?
Yeah. And like a Square RPG that's going to take as long as they do.
Yeah.
And I don't care what you're going to tell me. Oh, Final Fantasy 15 wasn't that long. Fuck off. It was too long anyway.
It was like 60 hours. What are you talking about? I played it. And I didn't even do half the stuff in it.
Yeah, it's too long.
They just announced that Octopath Traveler is going to be 80 to 100 hours long. I'm like, yeah.
But it's an RPG. It's different if you're playing like a
man,
God of War. Like I'm not going to.
There are people that can beat Dark Souls 2 in 14 minutes.
I know, and they're out of their fucking minds, and that's the way the game's built. And I'm sure somebody can speedrun Kingdom Hearts if they wanted to when they figure it out. But what I'm saying is, like, the game's been in fucking development hell. Maybe not development hell, but it's been in development for a long time now. And it's like, my opinion of the game is, listen, if you want to make it 60, 70 hours, that's fine. Appease your fans, because you know what? They've been waiting for fucking ever for this game.
For like 15 years now?
Give them a good game. I have a feeling they're going to do very much what they did with Final Fantasy 15. They'll release it. They'll do a season pass with some DLC, with some story stuff, and then they'll do like another
unfinished season. It's going to come out unfinished.
I don't think it's going to be unfinished. I think it's going to be finished. It's just they're going to add more content to it, like build upon it, like they did with Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah. Babylon's Fall looks cool, but like it was just.
The trailer was just like flashing around the screen.
Yeah, it was just like okay,
there's no
we have giant stuff.
We don't have anything.
Traditional platinum announcement trailer.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, it's platinum. All right, you have my attention.
Platinum and Square teaming up again. Awesome, let's do it.
Yep. I'm in for Just Cause 4 because I do like those games. 3 might have had its problems, but I like Just Cause. Quiet Man was a surprise, and the one thing I will say about this conference, they kept it tight.
They did 30 minutes. I think they were 30 minutes.
It's like, you know what? This is what we got done.
Mm-hmm.
And Don't Nod's new thing was
the
shown.
Awesome Adventures of
Captain Spirit was shown for like the 8th time of the conference.
Wasn't Twin Mirrors as well? That's their other game. They've got 2 games, don't they?
Yeah.
If it was there, I don't have it written down.
It might not be at Square Enix.
that was at Sony's, I think.
Yeah, never mind. Then. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, you're right, Moose.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this: the most entertaining conference by far, just entertaining, not content, was Ubisoft. Mainly because I feel like they try and put on a show. Am I interested in everything they did? No. But like, I love the fact that you get that long, unnecessary dance number at the beginning for Just Dance.
Mm-hmm.
That the Prime Minister of Finland for Trials. I'm all on board with that. And then they had a guy named Fat Shady come out. That was cool.
That trial stuff was so, just like, what are you guys doing?
Like, I will allow it because they're at least doing something rather than look at some of the other conferences we've already talked about.
When he tripped over, like that was the longest fall.
That was the
podium. Ever.
I'm like, he just did that. That's great. Let him do it. Do it again. Someone bring another podium.
The fact that his name was Fat Shady is just like.
Oh, that wasn't the guy that tripped. That's
the other guy. Yeah,
that's the Prime Minister of Finland. But Fat Shady was. And then he's like, okay, enough. And they're like, wait a minute. What about a date? Like, oh yeah, we should probably tell them that. Like, let them do their stupid Laurel and Hardy Keystone Cops crap. Let them have it. But I feel like we got a lot of proof that Ubisoft actually knows what they're doing in terms of games and service because they talk. I mean, I'm not interested in Rainbow Six Pro League. But I feel like the fact that that's still going, all right, they must know what they're doing. Yeah, good for them.
Siege is good.
They announced more For Honor, which made Uncle J-Bay super happy. Mm-hmm. And it actually brought me back to the fold because I was interested when it was announced, and then backed away from it the minute it came out. And I didn't think I would be as interested in the Division 2 as I ended up being.
Yeah, that kind of shocked me too. I was not burned by the first one. I was just
I wasn't
by it. I enjoyed what I played of it. Just it got away from me after a while. I think the Dark Zone kind of turned me off from the game because it wasn't easily accessible or not even easily accessible. Like I didn't feel like I could make progress playing as much time as I could put towards the game and make progress in the Dark Zone. Like I felt I needed to be playing the game more, and I'm like, you know what? I don't have time for this, and I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. Like I want to be able to play the game on my own terms and be able to progress, without having to put in like 2-3 hours a day. But it does look cool. Hope they refine some things on it and it kicks ass.
I also like the fact that they sort of laid out a plan. They're like, here, we've got 3 packs. Yeah. This is our year for the Division 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I will probably be in when that comes out. We got
I think that's March next year if they don't delay it. So
yeah, we got some music by Grant Kirkhope, which is always a good time. He's the composer of most of the Banjo-Kazooie games. He's really good.
Cool. He did all the Donkey Kong games too for Super Nintendo and N64.
Oh, okay. And then and I know David Wise did Tropical Freeze. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he was out there for Mario and Rabbids DK Adventure. I thought that was out. I thought that was out. Like why? Like I thought. I'm clearly I'm wrong because it comes out June 26th. But seriously, like we shouldn't be talking about this days from release. Skull and Bones is still interesting.
Way more interesting than it was last year because people finally know if you can walk around as a human being. And guess what? You can.
Yeah.
Because last year, a lot of people thought that you were going to just be the boat.
You're just the boat.
And it was like, I don't want to be the boat. I want to be a cool pirate guy. But it's still like a games as a service thing where you have to get a crew and everything. I'm just like, I don't care.
Now,
I just want a single player pirate game like Black Flag. And it's just like, I don't know.
And then Elijah Wood came out, talked about his VR thriller Transference, which comes out this fall. And then Starlink. Now, had we heard about this prior to this?
Yeah, they announced it last year.
Did they announce it? Because I don't remember it.
Yeah, it's a Toys to Life game that you buy the spaceship and then you hook the spaceship up to your controller and it goes into your game, but every little piece you add to your spaceship automatically gets added to your spaceship in the game. So if you buy a flamethrower or a machine gun or a rocket launcher and put it on your ship, it goes on your ship physically and digitally.
Yeah. So I watched that and I was like, this looks cool, this is great. And then it was like, oh, it's a Toys to Life. And then we saw more of it this year and then saw, Star Fox is going to be in it. And I was like, all right, still Toys to Life. I don't want to invest in toys. You know what I mean? I'll play. I want to play the game. The thing is with this game, you don't have to.
All the toys are also available digitally, so you don't have. Them.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to do the physical. You can just buy it all digitally, and so now it's moved to the top of my list of purchasing. On the Switch, I'll play it on Switch just because I want the Star Fox stuff. But I'll probably actually buy that shit physically. But I think it's cool that they allow you to do that, and that makes me want it even more than what I did. It's not completely written off, but that works.
Yeah, which and anytime we get to see Shigeru Miyamoto smile, it makes me happy. And then apparently Assassin's Creed Odyssey was there.
Too soon.
Yeah. And I feel like we're back on this again.
Especially with how long Assassin's Creed Origins was, because I completed about 65% of that game and put 91 hours into it. So, yeah.
And then
did none of the DLC.
And then we go to Sony.
Yeah,
Moose, you want to start here? You have thoughts?
So everybody was kind of upset with some people were upset with Sony's conference just because they showed some more stuff of what we've seen. They told us exactly what they were going to show. So they showed their 4 games. They did Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, they did Spider-Man, and then they did Death Stranding. Now, they did a way better job showing their stuff now than they've ever done. Personally, Last of Us, I'm really interested in The Last of Us. I know Matt's got some qualms about it's just a murder simulator. What is this game? It's probably, I have a feeling it's going to be more story, build upon more of what happened in the first game. You're Ellie. You're doing, in one of the trailers, she's like, I'm gonna hunt them down and kill every last one of them. There's got to be a reason for that. So maybe they killed Joel, maybe they kidnapped him, maybe something's happened and she's out for revenge, which is, whatever. It might be a revenge story. It might be a mix of stuff. Who knows? Yeah. We didn't see the clickers. We didn't see any of that stuff in the trailer. It was mainly humans. She was trying to infiltrate a human camp, I believe it looked like. So I am on board with the game because personally I feel in this gameplay trailer it looks like you can adapt to your play style a lot more easily than the first one. In the first one, it's stealth, and then if you get discovered, you have maybe a 20% chance of surviving. Just because if it's a clicker, the clicker will grab you and you're dead. And if you can actually get away from that clicker, another clicker's already over on you. And so it's just a never-ending cycle of whatever. But this one, it seems like you can use the environment more to your advantage, and you have more combat moves at your disposal. So I'm looking forward to that. Then they showed Ghost of Tsushima, which looks freaking phenomenal. I like Sucker Punch's games. I think this game is going to be cool. I like the samurai. Apparently, samurai is the new, or ninjas is the new, whatever you want to call it, because now we got that coming out. Neo 2 is going to be coming out, and then Sekiro, which is the Shadows Die Twice. That's
and For Honor is adding a new.
For Honor is adding, yeah, you're right. turquoise, right? They're adding, which it's fine. It's pretty cool. Like,
don't worry, next year's Assassin's Creed will be as samurais too.
It probably will be. It probably will be.
The game everybody's been asking for like 10 years will finally come out, and nobody will care because there's so many better samurai games out there.
Yeah, everybody will hate it because they will fuck up the story.
Right. So, Ghost of Tsushima looked great. I mean, the lighting in that game was awesome. The combat looked cool.
Him running through the field looked really good too. Like, just like the lighting on the wheat that he was running through, and just like it looked great. Like, I know Sucker Punch is really known for movement, and I thought, yep, they did
a good job with their visuals. Death Stranding, personally, I was interested in that game, and then watching that trailer, I'm like, this looks like trash. Like, it looks like what am I watching? And not even like what am I watching trash? Like, the visuals look crappy. Like, it looks like an early PS4, maybe late PS3 game. And I'm just like, this does not look good. You picked the engine that Horizon was done in. And I'm granted, the facial expressions in Horizon, some of them weren't the best, but the game still looked phenomenal as far as like gameplay and traversing and moving through the world. I just don't think this game like looks good. So like my interest level has gone from like, all right, I'm interested to like, I'm good if I don't play this game.
Yeah.
And then
I'm just like, if I don't see anything else ever about Death Stranding, that's fine.
I'd be like, okay, whatever.
I don't care. Like, I mean, granted, I've barely played anything Kojima's made, right? I played like 3 hours of Metal Gear Solid 2. I tried to play Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain, just couldn't get into it. Like, I mean, Zone of the Enders was interesting, but like at the same time, it was like, this is.
Which I think that launches this year.
The VR thing,
the remakes.
Zone of the Ender VR.
Yeah. Well, they're doing the remake too, where they're releasing the collection. I could have swore there was a remake.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. I just know about the VR stuff.
Maybe it's just
I'd play those games again.
Maybe I'm confused.
Like Zone of the Enders are my favorite things Kojima's ever done, or at least that I've played.
Yeah. Well, I love Metal Gear. I fell in love with his work with Metal Gear.
I liked the Nintendo Metal Gear, and then I did not like Metal Gear Solid. I wanted to get further into Phantom Pain, but I feel like I saw what that was, got a sense of it, and I was okay not going any further. Not that I didn't like it, but I was just like, I don't have the time this game needs from me.
Right. So anyways, his stuff is Zone of the Enders 2 remaster. It's coming September 16th.
Oh, cool.
So, interesting. Cool. That's what I'm interested in. I love Zone of the Enders. I never got to play 2, so I'll be able to play 2. That'll be cool.
Why not 1?
I don't know. I'd have to read the article to see if 1 is like in with it or something like that. I don't know. I really don't. I've got too many other games to be diving deep into what's going on with that. Yeah. Then they showed what I thought. So I was sold on Spider-Man as far as like, I'll pick this up. But now with what they've shown with the trailer that they showed, and then not only trailer they showed, but after the conference, they showed people like actually playing the game and watching people play the games for like 10 minutes. I did it for like 5-10 minutes. And I was like, okay, guys, I'm going to bed because I need to get up in the morning. But that's all I wanted to see of it, because it has sold me on it. The world looks awesome. The combat looks fluid. Looks great.
Definitely the best thing they showed off for me.
Yeah,
definitely.
And so now I'm ready to pre-order this, and so I want to pick it up. I want to play the hell out of it. I'm gonna have a blast with it, but obviously, it looks like, if you watch the trailer, it looks like, the villains that are attacking him in the trailer are working for somebody else. So you're gonna have this whole, story going on, and I think that's awesome.
Well, they definitely set up the Sinister Six in that trailer.
Yeah, definitely. So I think
which probably means the one they haven't revealed is Dr. Octopus.
Possibly. But anyways, so I'm excited for Spider-Man. I'll pre-order that and I'll play that in like 3 months when it comes out. September, I think it was. And then they did Resident Evil 2, which is awesome. I haven't played a Resident Evil game since I think 3.
That was a cool trailer.
Yeah, that was really cool because everybody's like, what is this? What is this? What is this? And then it was just like Resident Evil 2. And like, I know a lot of people lost their shit.
Is that a big joke with that rat? Because like for somehow like ever since that trailer was shown, every single podcast or something has mentioned something that like there's a big inside joke with rats within the Resident Evil games or team or something. I was like, I didn't like. I think I know enough about, not that I've played them all, but I know enough about Resident Evil that I think that would have been something I would have known about. Was an inside joke about a rat. But
yeah, no, I've got no clue. So, but so that looked good, and then they showed off Control, which
that game looks cool.
From Remedy,
looks dope.
Remedy is is kind of doing the same thing. From Software's doing, not that they From Software didn't put out Dark Souls 3, which was multi-platform, but they're going multi-platform. They were Xbox
smart for them.
Quantum Break, yeah, it is smart for them, and it looks very Quantum Break-ish, kind of controlling time, moving things around. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
They said they said it's sci-fi Quantum Break with Die Hard.
Nice.
I'm sold. Like Quantum Break, like the TV stuff aside, which wasn't great, but Quantum Break is a cool game. Like I kind of hope Remedy is allowed to publish that on other platforms because that game was criminally underplayed. Yeah. Just like Sunset Overdrive. Like I think those two games are like criminally underplayed Xbox exclusives. Like Quantum Break's gameplay was cool.
All I remember of Quantum Break was the first thing they revealed, which was like a TV thing.
Yeah.
Where they had like a young kid and a mother or whatever. But like I don't ever remember seeing that game being played. I don't remember
it plays like I want to say it plays like Gears of War mixed with Infamous. I want to say because it's a cover-based shooter, but then you have like superpowers where you can control time, or like you end up using these things that kind of resemble like Star Wars Force powers almost, where you can like push guys back, freeze them, get behind them, and then take them out that way. It was really cool. Like I wish they could just like do away with the TV stuff, but like it's such an integral part to that game that it's just like, I don't want, like if I'm playing games, I don't want to sit and watch a 25-minute episode of a show that I don't care about. I just want to, because the TV show was literally like the story that you're playing through. You're seeing that story play out from the villain's perspective in the TV show. So it's like, I don't care, man. I literally just played this. Why do I need to see it from this perspective?
That's a cool approach. I'll give it that. But
yeah, I don't think the execution was really good.
Plus it was rushed out. Plus it was part of that whole original Xbox One initiative of like, hey, we're going to make TV and original content for Xbox. And then they cut all that and decided to shove all that TV content into Quantum Break, which was like, I don't know. There was some development stuff with that game where they just didn't really fully realize their vision. But Control looks like they're going to be able to do that.
Yeah, yeah. So they'll be able to break free and do their own thing. Yeah. So Control was showed off, and then I'm going down the conference. I think they did Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, they showed the Pirates of the Caribbean trailer.
Which was different because Sony got a new trailer. Not a new trailer, but they got a different trailer than everybody else got because Microsoft showed a trailer, then Square at their own fucking conference showed almost the same exact trailer, and then Sony got a different trailer, which was nice, and it showed off, like you guys were saying, Pirates of the Caribbean, all that stuff. That looks cool. My problem with Kingdom Hearts 3, I haven't played 1. I haven't played 2. It's not like I haven't had time to play them since it's been like, 8 to 10 years between the second and third one. But I feel like now I'm interested in playing it. So I'll probably pick up 1.5 and 2.5.
Or you can, when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, you can buy all the games together.
Yes, because you can do that, or you can buy the Pro the limited edition Kingdom Hearts 3 Pro,
That's a
PlayStation
cool
4 Pro. Yeah, and then you get Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, and 3, which is nice for people who are fans who haven't, they're like, oh, my.
If I didn't already have a Pro, I would probably try to get that one. That one was
Yeah, ditto.
cool.
Oh, I totally agree. But so Kingdom Hearts was shown, looks cool. I hope people have fun with it. And then one of the game reveals that was next, if I believe it was next, it was Neo 2 was up next on the docket, which I was pumped for. We were watching it and we're sitting in the party. It was me, Jason, and Jeff, and we were just sitting in a PSN chat watching the conference, and they showed it, and I was like, we were like, what is this? And it's like, no, it can't be Tenchu because From Software's already doing theirs. And then I was like, it's Neo DLC because it hit me that the developer of Neo, the creator, the creator said that he wanted to do more with Neo. Yeah. So I was like, oh, it's going to be DLC. It's going to be DLC. And then they flashed the title card, and it was like
goddamn game.
Just full on.
Like I knew it was Neo, like when they the guy took the horns and put them in his head or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is probably like Neo DLC or whatever. And then it was like 2. I was like, whoa, this is like really soon.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, right. It's 2 years after the release of the last one, and that's awesome. I mean, they've got a good engine to build on. That game is phenomenal. If you haven't played Neo,
it's so pretty, man.
Get out there and try it. Yeah, the game looks good. The game controls good.
I need to play that game. I really do.
In my honest opinion, the only thing I didn't like about it was the loot system. So I feel if they refined that and fine-tuned it, I think they'd have a 10 out of 10 on their hands. And then I can't even remember what was after Neo.
That was when they closed with Spider-Man.
So they closed with Spider-Man. And Spider-Man was awesome and just sells me on that game even more. Like I was already, like I said, I was sold on it, but now I'm like, day one reservation. Let's go. I might actually take a day off work to play it. Yeah. So
I mean, there was 2 other things that they showed, but not that really anybody really cares. But they showed the Call of Duty Black Ops stuff, which was cool because Black Ops 3 is free on PlayStation.
Yeah, it's now free on
PlayStation Plus game,
and all those maps are going into Black Ops 4. And then they showed the new trailer for Destiny, Forsaken, which was interesting.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
I was going to ask if you were going to bring that up.
Yeah.
Talk about that was another. Please, we're still here. Play our game.
Yeah, I know, dude. I'll
tell you right now, Destiny 2 has been forsaken.
Let me tell you one thing though. The Division announcing that all their DLC for year 1 is free after Destiny announces a $70 annual pass is such a big kick in the nuts to them.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be like, oh well, okay, I'm just gonna go play the Division 2 because I would rather spend $60 or $70 on a digital deluxe edition where I get some cool stuff or whatever, and then get a year of stuff for free, which they already confirmed. Raids are coming to Division also now.
Yeah. 8 people, I think it is. It's 8 people.
Yeah, which is a lot, man. 8 people is a lot, but they are going to allow you to matchmake into them, which is something Destiny does not do.
Correct. You need to have a party.
So, which will be interesting, but whatever. I'm sure Ubisoft will figure it out. They're smart people over there. One more question before we move on. Why is Sony not talking about Days Gone at all?
Yeah, I wondered that too because
are they saving it for PSX because it comes out in February?
That's exactly what they're doing.
Are they happy? Are they happy with the Game Informer stuff? Are they saving it for Gamescom and Paris Games Week?
Well, that's probably what they're doing because they're also their conference was mainly stuff. To me, their conference was mainly okay, we've showed you these games before. These are the reason, here's some reasons you want to buy our console or you should be happy about purchasing our console. But this conference, they solidified it and said, we told you so. You know what I mean? Looking at everything, I want all the major games they showed except for Death Stranding day 1. I want Ghosts. I want Last of Us 2 day 1. I want Spider-Man day 1. So they did a good job of doing that, and I don't feel like now, like Matt was saying, it's going to be a PSX thing. Like, it's not. They don't need to show Days Gone now. They've given a date. The date is the 22nd of February. So it's the same day as just like 3 other games coming out.
Yeah, there's a shit ton of. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they delay that game at this point.
Well, I think they should, because I think Metro.
They can't though. They don't.
Exodus is coming out that day.
Yeah, and so is Anthem.
That's it. So I think something's going to get delayed.
Apparently, so is Crackdown 3.
Crackdown 3 won't launch.
That day is so
trash. But
you don't know it's trash. You haven't played it.
Have you seen it?
I did. I thought it looked way better than it did last year.
Anyways.
I could say half the games that you play are trash.
You could. It's all opinions.
But they
I have some things I want to say. I won't go too long. The one I do want to say, I think Sid Schumann did the best he's ever done.
Yeah, he did
in front of the cameras, because like I used to listen to the blogcast, and the one thing that was always just the straw that broke my back with that was him really trying to be like the likable dad joke pun making thing, and I feel like he's probably a better host of a show than all of us, but it was just something I could not listen to, and I feel like this time he actually just said, "Here, I'm just doing this for what it is," and I feel like he did that as well as being a pitch man for Sony. He balanced that really well, he did a good job. So respect to him. My gripes with this, I feel like, and I'm not saying we need a full breakdown, but I feel like we could have gotten more. What is the story to Last of Us 2 to the point where we needed a sequel to 1? I feel like there's a way to show that without fully spoiling it, and there's a way to show that shows motivation and what's going on.
Well, you don't feel that Ellie possibly having a reaction, fucking spoilers for Last of Us, but to what Joel did doesn't justify a sequel, like showing her reaction to that, because it pretty much just the way it ended, you're kind of like, okay, so they're just gonna write off.
It ended with
that is kind of an ending. Yeah. But I feel for her as a character and a young adult and trying to deal with like the stress of living in that world, I think it's totally justifiable to make a sequel with now she's 3 to 5 years later and she's older, and maybe possibly her and Joel had that conversation. Maybe they didn't, maybe something happened to him and that's why she's going on a vengeful revenge. I understand that you want to know why there is a Last of Us 2.
There are plenty of movie trailer reasons or movie trailer methods that could do that without spoiling it.
Right, and I understand that's what,
because you could right before they walk into the party, you could get, I need to tell you something about what happened.
Right, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is it's only fucking E3.
I understand that.
There's still Gamescom. There's still Paris Games. There's still PSX. There's still anything that they're going to show next year about the game, which they probably will show it next year if it doesn't launch next year. I think it's going to be the swan song for the PlayStation 4, which will be 2020.
2 years now, yeah.
So I think so for it to be 2 years out, I still think they're doing a good job of showing us to keep our interest in and build the hype in it. And not enough to. I don't need anything else. I understand that you want to know why we need a Last of Us 2, but I don't think they need to do that. I think they're fine doing what they're doing, and I think they will show that to you later on, Matt.
Right, and that's fine. But you have your thoughts. I have mine.
Right.
And I said this before you really started the show, but I feel like Ghost of Tsushima. that what they showed, I'm with Corey and Moose. Like, that game looks amazing. I have not seen a game capture cinematic styles the way that game does. If anybody's ever seen Ron or Kagamusha or anything by Zhang Yimou, like Hero, House of Flying Daggers, it encompassed all of that visual style as well as being a good looking game.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's right to, create anticipation, say holiday 2019, and then, beginning of the year, yeah, we're going 2020. Because no one's expecting that to be out now. Because it was just revealed last year. We got nothing last year. And this is our first real anything. I mean, that's sort of what they did with a lot of their bigger titles. This generation and last generation.
I definitely agree with you. I think Ghost is going to be a fall of 2019 game.
Like, I feel like that's what it'll project, and it'll probably get delayed. And I'm completely okay with that. Make that game the best it could be.
Mm-hmm.
They intercut everything with Dreams.
Yeah.
Which was weird.
Which we still don't know what that game is. Tell us about that game.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know stuff has gotten out about it, but no one knows what that shit actually is. So that's a use of time. Death Stranding. I like the fact that we saw actual what could be construed as gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
I also understand what the process of bringing out Death Stranding is. Sony got into bed with the madman that is Kojima, and now they kind of have to do this every time out to see it through. I don't like seeing a game we're not going to see for years. I don't like it, but I have to accept it. That's just what they're going to do. However, if Kojima got money to do this bleak, sparse, Andrei Tarkovsky-ass sci-fi journey, like, I'm glad someone gave him money to do that, because because right now we still don't have a lot, but if that ends up being what it is, I respect the hell out of that. Control was a shockingly surprising reveal that I cannot wait to play. And then, I had not been the only thing that had me looking at Spider-Man was the fact that Insomniac is doing it, and the way that they went into it without the gameplay at the end. This sold me on Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So if they did two things, they said, hey, Sucker Punch is laying their dick on the table and making what could be a phenomenal special game, and Matt, you want Spider-Man. You didn't know it, but you want it. And then at the post show, we got another little surprise.
Mm-hmm.
We got Deracine from Software,
mm-hmm.
which, all right, a VR title from the studio of Miyazaki. Like, there's
Studio Japan.
Yeah, in Studio Japan. There were there are a couple of things I know about VR. Having seen enough of Polybius, I want to play it. And I know that anything Tetsuya Mizuguchi does, I will play in VR, because that man made Rez. And I will actually eventually at some point buy a PSVR so I can play Rez Infinite.
You can play that without it, number one.
I know you can.
And number two, isn't his team working on the Tetris game?
Yes.
VR game, which is cool. Yes. I just wanted to throw that in as a side note.
And that's also the dude who designed fucking Lumines. So it's going to be,
And that's coming. That's coming.
That's coming to Switch. Yeah.
Cool.
But like I will let that man find ways in VR to melt my brain. And when I eventually get a PSVR, I will see what the hell Deracine is. But I like the fact that that's happening. And I also like the fact that From has stuck to their guns and said, hey, we're doing new stuff.
Yeah, I like that too.
Because Bloodborne 2 would be phenomenal. But Vati Vidya said in a recent video, From's first entry in a series is always the benchmark. Moose, you're seeing it with Dark Souls. Demon Souls was the same way. Bloodborne. Yeah. If they do a first game, it's probably, as Tribe Called Quest said, tight screwed in with some pliers. Now, I can't find my notes on Nintendo.
I have them all.
The two things I will say is they announced Hollow Knight available now, which finally I've been waiting for that game. I could turn off that. I could turn off that Google alert. That is one of the coolest Metroidvanias I've played. A lot of people are saying, 2D Souls. Short-sighted, I feel. Like there's some elements there, but I don't feel like Salt and Sanctuary is more 2D Dark Souls than Hollow Knight is. Hollow Knight is way more accessible and way more fun.
Is that all it is a Metroidvania? Because I thought some of it was like procedurally generated stuff.
No, it's Metroidvania.
Okay.
And it is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. And once you start getting to other I'll say worlds, but like it's kind of like biomes. The way that's executed visually is amazing to me. And it's a tiny team that did it, Team Cherry. Fucking love that they made that game. And I'm so glad I can play it. I will say this. I don't want to talk about Smash Brothers. Hey, every Nintendo character ever is in it, except for maybe Birdo, but I think she's probably in it somewhere, or is Birdo or he or she? I don't even know.
Birdo is an assist trophy.
Okay. Is it a he or a she, though?
I don't know. Nobody cares.
Birdo is in there somewhere. But the game that made me my favorite game that I saw in E3 is actually a game that is coming to Switch next year. It's called Killer Queen Black.
It's coming this fall.
Is it coming this fall? I thought they said early 2019.
Mm-mm.
Well, great. So it's coming this fall. It's a real-time strategy arcade game with, I guess, similar mechanics to Joust. But you can win 3 ways. I believe it's 4-on-4. And the game looks fucking cool. And hopefully I will have a way to play it. Man, I know I'll have it on Switch. I don't know what the single-player situation is. But I will try and play that with as many people as possible. And I feel like that game deserved more of a spotlight than just talking about Smash. Now, you said they announced a ton of games. Now, I know that it was a Demon versus Machina.
That looks cool.
Damon X Machina. It's a bunch of I don't know. That team is made up of a bunch of like X Fire Emblem. They said there's some From Software guys on there. There's some Gundam designers working on the art team, which was very clear by the robots shooting the other giant robots.
I mean, it looked like a good ass mech game. They could have spent more time on that.
Yeah.
Is that a release? Is there a release date on that?
Early 2019. Everything they've shown is going to be out within the next 9 months. They said.
Okay.
So I guess that would put that at what, March? I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game looks cool, man. That art style really pops too.
I mean, porting Dragon Ball Fighter Z or Fighters.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I'll just run through some of the highlights because some of the games I don't think we really care about just Dance or the Minecraft update. But You know,
They're not there already? Okay, great.
They announced a Xenoblade Chronicles game, which, you know, when we saw it, I thought it was an expansion, but it's a prequel game to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So that's interesting, considering all their season pass stuff isn't out yet for Xenoblade 2. But it's a way smaller game. It's only $40, but like, I can't believe they announced another Xenoblade game. They spent a lot of time on Pokemon Let's Go, which is interesting, I guess. But let's see, Mario Party.
Oh God, the giant bomb image where you see you see like Vinny looking confused, then you see Alex going.
Is it the one where
going,
is it the one where Dan's
going,
like super excited?
Ben going, and then Dan, like Dan's excited as all hell, and I'm like, yep, that's Mario Party. Like, the 1 out of 10 is excited for that.
Yep.
I liked those games, and then I realized I was wrong.
Yeah. Fire Emblem got dated and titled, which is exciting for me. Fortnite's out right now. Overcooked 2. I don't know why there's a sequel to Overcooked, but sure.
Overcooked is cool.
No, it's cool, but Overcooked on Switch literally just came out like 2 months ago.
Right, but I think it's been on PC for a while. I think I don't know for sure, but like those guys were out and about talking about how they added different mechanics to it that they thought of right after they finished 1, and I'm like, all right, it doesn't look much different than 1, but I feel like the mechanics they added or could ratchet that game up.
Yeah, and the thing that like the kitchens are actually not really kitchens; they're really more like worlds that you visit, and you just like the kitchens just look like different worlds or whatever. It looks really cool.
Yeah. That'd be like if somehow we ever end up in the same room, all 3 of us, it'd be a good game for us to get drunk and play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We already talked about Killer Queen Black and Hollow Knight. Octopath Traveler, the new demo is out, and it's actually a prequel to the game, and your progress carries over. It's a 3-hour demo.
They're doing the Final Fantasy thing. Good for them.
Yeah.
I might actually try that.
They did that with their other games too. The Bravely Default games. They released a prologue chapter that you could download for free.
Now, is this the I Am Setsuna people too, or no?
Nope, it's the Bravely Default 3DS team. And then they had a highlight reel of like Starlink and Just Dance and Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which I'm surprised they didn't spend a lot of time on.
Yeah, that.
Well, they didn't want to take away from Smash.
Yeah,
and then they a lot of stuff that we already knew was coming, like the Octo expansion for Splatoon, Captain Toad, Crash, FIFA 18 and 19 in the same bit, which was weird. I mean, it's the same game, so why not?
You like soccer? Play FIFA.
Dark Souls, Wolfenstein, World Ends With You, Mega Man 11, and Mario Tennis, and then they ended with Smash. So, couple games. I thought they were going to announce that new Star Fox Racing game, but the rumor, the thing is, they said they're saving some announcements for Gamescom, including Panic Button's new port, which I assume is going to be the Wolfenstein DLC or Wolfenstein Youngblood or whatever. So, which the Panic Button guy at PAX told me that they were working on a project that they couldn't really talk about yet. So, but yeah, I mean, Nintendo didn't really show anything super surprising. So, yeah,
cool.
I don't know. I'm excited for a lot of the stuff though, just because like it's Nintendo and it's Switch and like Fire Emblem. I'm really excited for. I'm glad they showed it because I didn't think they were going to show it at all. I thought that was one of those things that they were just going to like push off and people were just going to keep asking about it until they were just like, hey, it's out in like a month. So
well, that's good.
And like I downloaded Fortnite right away because Fortnite's a good game. But
did you try
it? Yeah, but of course I fell into that PlayStation trap where like you can't do anything if you already logged in on PlayStation. So
Oh yeah, you linked it to your PlayStation account.
yeah, so I don't really know what I'm gonna do yet.
I luckily I didn't spend any money on it, so it's not a big deal for me.
Yeah, but I have to create a new account and everything. It's just like I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
It's not worth it to me. But I'll just use the noob skin, as they call it, the army pants and tank top or whatever.
there you go.
I don't know. I know my wife will probably play Mario Party with me, so that's kind of exciting.
Do you like Mario Party?
Me?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm not like trying to troll you.
No, I know. They're fine. I mean, look, my wife showed interest in it, so that
You're all about it.
Points for being excited. That and Mario Tennis, so that's a plus on my side, I guess. But I mean, I'm more excited for Fire Emblem and Captain Toad than anything else on this list. Even Smash, like I'm not a huge Smash fan, but it's cool that they are kind of like, hey, guess what? Everyone's back. Literally everyone.
Yeah, everybody ever.
Yeah, which I wonder how they're going to do DLC for that, because this seems like this is going to be their games as a service thing, where like, hey, every time you give us $5, you get a character and a level and a soundtrack or something. You know, I feel like that announcement's coming soon.
Sounds
of like
a goddamn nightmare.
Or like a season pass to Smash.
Oh jeez.
But none of Nintendo season pass have been over $25 though. So, which is cheaper than a lot of season passes.
It's true, especially EA's for Battlefield, which is like a whole nother game.
$50. But I don't think Battlefield 5 is getting a season pass.
No, it's getting content. It's just all free. Yeah, it's going to be like Titanfall, and
you have to pay for your guns through loot boxes though. Yeah. Slappers only until you pay for those loot boxes.
Oh,
there you go.
What the hell?
and if you pre-order it, you get one loot box that has that lady's claw from the trailer. That claw thing from the first trailer.
Cool.
I mean, all right.
It would have been funnier if you guys watched that first trailer.
Probably, yeah. Had to be there.
Yeah, you had to see it. Had to be there.
Was Super Meat Boy forever on Nintendo at all, or no?
I think that was on Sony's sizzle reel thing. It was on someone's sizzle reel thing. It might have been on Nintendo's too, but I'm not sure. Okay. It was somewhere, but it is coming to Switch. I do know that. Because they showed him punching someone, which was new.
Yeah, there's combat in that game. That's weird. But it's also an endless runner, which...
How does that work?
Well, I mean, I saw it running a little bit on a YouTube video, and I think I kind of get it. And it's nothing like you basically go to the end of the level and then you just start the next one. I think that the difference is that the levels are you always have to be moving. It's like those auto scroll levels in Mario.
Right.
So that I think that's really what they're going for. And
it looks a lot like I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Rayman phone games where it's literally you just keep running until the level ends and then it starts a new level.
Or like or maybe a Mario Run. I didn't play that game. I don't know if that's even close.
Yeah, that's the same type of thing. I played 2 levels of Mario Run. I'm like, yeah, this is a game they tried to make, and then I deleted it.
Yeah.
Wasn't great. The best phone game they made by far, the Fire Emblem one.
Yeah.
But it's also the game that makes the most sense for mobile. So, yeah.
So
that was E3.
This was I feel like this E3 suffers from the mere fact that it's in 2018 and 2017 was such a fucking monster year for games.
And Walmart. Suffered from Walmart leaking stuff.
Well, I think this is
sure, but like if it wasn't Walmart, I mean, the leaks are going to happen. They just do.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Walmart Canada. It's just it sucks because of leaks. I mean, I think that Bethesda announcing Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6, that's basically them saying, yeah, we're working on this, but nobody else can leak it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like there wasn't anything that was just like, I gotta play that like right now type of thing. You know, like for me, you know, for my personal taste in games, like Gears 5, I think was the only game that I was like, oh yeah, that's the game I'm looking forward to, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even like Nintendo like didn't show anything really that I really cared that much about. I mean, I'm excited to like try some of it, but I think the only game that was like, oh yeah, that's a day one purchase for me is Fire Emblem, and it's so far away that I'm just like, I don't even care, man.
Yeah.
At
they
this
gave
point.
me Hollow Knight, so
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's I said that too. I was like, man, like everything looks great, but best thing coming out of E3 was Hollow Knight. You know, like that.
It's already here.
I like the fact that Unravel 2 was available now.
That was nice.
I
like how they're getting into the swing of that. Like, hey, it's available now. It's available now. So
yeah, but did that announcement do that game any favors though? Because like,
I didn't see any favorable reviews for Unravel 2. Whatever.
Well, no one has had a chance to review it. Everybody's been at E3.
I don't know. Was that first game? Did people like that first game?
No,
I don't even know.
It was mixed.
Okay.
Like I mean, when I was watching Giant Bomb talk over the Microsoft conference, the EA conference, and like universally all of them said they wanted to like that, but they wanted to like the first one, but it did not control the way a platformer should control, and they lumped it in with like Little Big Planet, where it was like kind of floaty.
Oh,
78%'s not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played it. I have it, maybe one day. I mean, I did see a lot that I will probably buy as close to day and date as possible. Like I would probably buy Control. I will buy Killer Queen Black. At this point, I will buy Cyberpunk. And I mean, I will buy Ghost of Tsushima too, as well as Sekiro, Neo 2. Like just because those are all things that I'm interested in.
Yeah, but like you knew going in, like if you saw like a From Software game, like you're gonna buy it anyway, regardless of like, you know, unless their quality falls so much.
Yeah, unless they stepped way off my reservation.
But like, you know, when you saw that Sekiro game, you're like, yeah, that's From Software, I'm buying it. You know, like you knew that it's not, and you knew From Software was coming, so like it wasn't really a surprise. Right. You know, really.
Gears Tactics surprised me.
Yeah, but I mean, but like that rumor has been floating around for like a year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know, but you're not as into the Xbox ecosystem as I am. So like especially when it comes to Gears, like my ear is on the ground for that. Mm-hmm. So like, I mean, I've known about the original rumor was like it was going to be like a Halo Wars Age of Empires style game, but with Gears. And I thought that would have been cool. But then they're like, well, we kind of shifted towards like an XCOM style game. And that was the rumor for like the last 2 or 3 months. I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And then like there was rumored to be 3 Gears games here, but not the Funko Pop game. Gosh, man, I can't believe that exists. I'm embarrassed to be a Gears fan because of that game. But the other thing was like there's going to be a battle royale game, a Gears battle royale game, and I'm actually kind of glad that didn't get announced because like. That
I
game
actually
is.
think I actually think Fortnite is too big.
Yeah, man. I think the only things that can like tackle Fortnite right now are games that are already big and just added in as a game mode, like Battlefield and Call of Duty. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't think someone as small, like, don't get me wrong, Gears 4 sold well, but it's not Call of Duty or Battlefield big. You know, it sold like 4 million units.
Yeah.
And like I think maybe tacking it on as a game mode to Gears 5 would be more beneficial than just releasing a free to play Gears Battle Royale style
Yeah.
thing.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
like the thing about this, like it's one thing for it to be a trend. It's another thing for it to be a monster.
yeah.
Like, I mean, look at like MOBAs. Dota and League are so big, and here, like Blizzard stepped into the arena with Heroes
Yeah.
of the Storm, and it's a distant third.
Yeah. And I mean, you look at Overwatch and people did the same thing with Overwatch where like Overwatch just got so big that other hero shooters just failed. Look at
Yeah,
Lawbreakers. Look at, Paladins is kind of struggling to find its footing
Quake Champions.
except for the simple fact that Paladins is now on Switch and the only hero shooter on Switch, which a lot of people are actually saying they're enjoying it, but I'm just like, it's a free to play game, but you're making me pay $30 for it on Switch. That's like, yeah,
Yep.
I don't want to do that. I would rather play Overwatch 1,000
Mhm.
times over. So
I mean, and I think any publisher that says, "Oh, we want some of that Fortnite money," they're looking at this now like, no, if we step into that, we're just going to get swallowed.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I think the only thing in the battle royale genre that's going to compete right now is Fortnite and PUBG. Like those are the two monsters right now, and like,
What about the Black Ops?
I think it's interesting. I don't think it's going to do well. I don't think the Call of Duty engine can handle 100 people. I don't think it can handle 40 people. You know, the last two games they've already cut it back from like 6v6 to 5v5 because it couldn't handle it that well. You know, so like this Black Ops 4 is 5v5 because their 6v6 team deathmatch is too big.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and even if Call of Duty patches in a battle royale, it's Call of Duty. Those people are buying Call of Duty.
yeah, they're buying it for team deathmatch, and like
Activision might have the hubris to think they can step into that Fortnite pie, but no.
Yeah, and they have in Call of Duty, if it doesn't work in Call of Duty, they have the luxury of pointing to zombies, their multiplayer suite, their spec ops missions. Like they have so many other things that they can point to. And they're like, okay, battle royale didn't work this time. We have so many other things people are into that it just doesn't matter. Where like a game like PUBG is like, this is it. This is what we are. If we fail, we're done.
Yep.
And even Fortnite has their backup plan, and not that it needs it, but like, they have their save the world plan, and it's like, well, if battle royale doesn't work out, I guess we can build stuff, and so I don't know.
E3 2018 was a thing.
It was a thing, an enjoyable thing, but
overall, it was good.
Yeah.
Overall, satisfied, but not surprising, I would say.
I'm more excited about the games I know coming out this year than I am about the games that were shown.
Yeah.
So like I'm excited for Death's Gambit, Dead Cells, Chasm, which are all indies, but whatever. I love my indies. But Octopath Traveler, it's already announced. I'm looking forward to that on Switch. I downloaded Fortnite as well. I haven't tried a match yet, so I'll have to probably create another account because my account's linked to my PS4. I agree with Andy in the chat. He's like, it was low key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of stuff that was coming out that I mean, Spider-Man. I'm pumped for Spider-Man later this year. Already knew it was coming out, and now we got a date for Days Gone, so I'm excited for that. Still kind of want to pick that up, even though I don't know. I feel bad for Sony Ben because they're in a bad situation with that game, just because they're trying. In my opinion, it's like why does Sony have two kind of zombie-ish like games? You know what I'm saying? Like they've got The Last of Us. Now they got Days Gone. Days Gone, I can see it being different just because it's more like an action shooter. Then Last of Us is last ditch effort. You use your combat, so it's just going to be weird.
They kept comparing it to like Far Cry in the Game Informer stuff and Horizon with zombies, and I'm like, well, that sounds way more interesting than
what they've been saying it is.
Yeah, like whatever.
Yeah, marketing sometimes is horrible for everything and anything. But and then Dying Light 2, that's good. But yeah, like I said, things we already know about, I'm excited for. This has just made me more excited than what I was for the games we saw.
Yeah,
so if that that makes sense.
I already like everything that was either shown or whatever. Like I knew about most of it, and I got everything I wanted out of E3 except for one thing. So like I got a new Gears announcement, 2 new Gears announcements that I'm excited for. Said 2 that I'm excited for. They announced the next Halo game, which I'm pretty excited for. Like I think that engine looked great. I thought whatever was happening in that trailer was super interesting. I didn't even know it was a Halo game until they showed Master Chief at the end. Like that was cool. Got Fire Emblem. The only game that I thought was going to be there that wasn't there was that Star Fox, that weird Star Fox racing game. And I'm like, okay, well, it doesn't exist yet, so I don't need to be excited for it.
I want to know more about Yoshi.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Moose.
Fun.
Where can we find you, Moose?
I'm tired. You can find me at Svhenn on Twitter, Instagram, and the PlayStation Network. I have a code for my PlayStation or for the Switch, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. So
it'll be in the episode description.
Yeah. Also, you can listen to me, Jason, and Jeff discuss the PlayStation platform on Nerds Gone Platinum. That goes up every Thursday morning. And then you can tweet us at NG_platinum on Twitter, or you can send us questions, comments, and concerns to nerdsgoneplatinum@gmail.com. And next week is 1 year for us. It's our 52nd episode. I can't believe people have let us do this long.
They're going to be crying like 3 baby Marios. My name is Matthew Keel. You can find me at infinite_rewind on every social media platform I choose to be on. It's Twitter, Instagram, PlayStation. Like Moose, I have a Switch code. It'll be in the description. Find me there. We can play stuff. And I don't really do anything else. So, yeah. Listen to me here every week on B-Sides every Thursday at noon. This show goes up Mondays at what time? 7?
Yeah.
Or not? Yeah. Okay. 7. All right. Cool. Corey.
Sorry, Moose's sneeze threw me off.
That's fine.
To answer that question.
Take us home.
You can find me at CornHD on Twitter and Instagram, although I don't really tweet a lot, so just Instagram, I guess. You can find me on Nintendo Power Block, which is our Nintendo podcast, and a bunch of stuff related to that. Did a lot of E3 breakdowns of Nintendo games, so if you want to check that out, go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/NGRradio. You should probably just go there anyway and subscribe because we do a lot of cool stuff. So
we do.
Like Matt said, you can find this show every Monday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time on your podcast service of choice or on our YouTube page. Episode 100 is next week. So check it out. If you are listening to this on Monday, it's tonight. You should listen to it, or you should listen to it live. We've got a bunch of questions. If not, you can find it on demand following Monday. Somebody let us do this 100 times, so that's cool, I guess. It's interesting that we made it this far, but it's okay.
We've been trying to wreck it.
I know. Just keeps going. Just keeps going, man. So, anyways, like, subscribe, and share. Rate us, whatever, all that good stuff. Send us your questions at ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com. We want to answer your questions on Monday. So, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next week, we love you.
Rate it even if you hate it. Banana and out.
Welcome.
Dude, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, did you guys see that? I don't remember where I saw this, but it was on Facebook somewhere. Someone posted about the Last of Us thing. They're like, I don't have a problem with people being gay, but I don't need to see it in my games.
Isn't that the description of having a problem with something?
I'm like, then you clearly have a problem. Right? It's just fuck you people.
Yeah, I fucking hate human beings.
I didn't even see that trailer, to be honest with you.
Like, really?
You didn't see the Last of Us trailer at E3? Really? You didn't watch the conference?
I didn't really watch the PlayStation conference. Nothing there interested me except for Control and Spider-Man.
This guy. I can't, man.
Oh, jeez.
I can't with this motherfucker.
Oh, God. You know, I'm not interested in half the shit that goes on at E3, but at least I fucking pay attention.
He wants his new Halo. He wants his new Gears.
Yep, 3 new Gears games.
He wants an old.
Oh yeah. I cannot
franchise.
wait until he loses his life to Gears Funko Pop.
I'm not even gonna download it.
You know, you better now.
No, you didn't hear my Funko Pop rant? You don't.
I haven't had. I haven't had a chance. I haven't.
You don't listen to Arsenal X. It's okay.
Well, I mean,
nobody listens to Arsenal X.
I mean, there's just like. Save it for the show. Save it for the show. Save it for the show.
No, I am like really against Funko Pops.
How can you not be? They're like the dumbest shit in the world.
Except for this Figment one that my parents got me when they were in Disney last week. That one's okay. But
I mean, like, I'll be honest. As someone who really likes dumb shit.
But look, this isn't the flat faced
cool.
dumb one. It actually looks like.
That looks like Figment.
Cool. So doesn't really
count. I mean, personally, I think those Pixel Pals are way better than Funko Pops.
Yeah, the Pixel Pals are cool.
Pixel Pals look. I mean, it's like fine.
That Mega Man one looks.
All of them. Like I'd get like a ton of them. I mean, granted, I don't have anywhere to put them in.
You put one in front of each of your albums over there.
Luckily, I have a girlfriend who said maybe you should curtail the stuff getting because you already have a shitload of stuff.
Yeah, she's smart.
Yeah,
she's got a good head on her shoulders.
Yeah,
she does.
I mean, I don't know what she sees in me, but yeah, she's got a good head on her shoulders.
You're a project, Matt. You're a project to her. Once she fixes you, it'll be over. And that's true. You're an ongoing project, man.
Does that mean my last one gave up? Is that what that means?
Hey, you know what, Matt? Matt? For 2 years, I haven't given up on you.
Am I like what Phil Spencer said about Scalebound? We just realized creatively we couldn't get there.
Probably. Yep. That Ninja Theory. I can't believe Microsoft bought Ninja Theory.
Okay, save it for the show.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Ninja Theory.
I disagree, but okay.
Sony shut down more studios in the last decade than Microsoft, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, but they've also sold how many more?
Then Goodbye Bend after Days Gone comes out. Just saying.
I don't think Bend is going anywhere.
I don't think. I
think they're done.
No, I don't think so.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna fight, bring the facts.
Yeah, but see, look, here's what I fucking hate about this. Like we were in a heated debate in Moose's Phillips in my Facebook chat like today, and I said I thought the Sony conference was kind of bullshit, like mostly bullshit. What
I saw was like slow pace and
I mean, I'm not even talking about that, but like, look, they showed. They stuck to their 4 pillars, fine, great, but you got no sense of progress on any of it except for Spider-Man. Now, granted, the thing that they did, they sold me Spider-Man at that conference. Like,
how did they not show any sense of progress with Ghost of Tsushima? Because all they did was show a trailer, and now you have gameplay. And the same with The Last of Us 2. Last of Us 2 has been nothing but stupid trailers, and now you have gameplay.
Last of Us 2,
they're making progress in the game.
We don't know what that game is except murder porn. We don't. Why does that? Exactly. Why did Last of Us need a sequel? They've not shown us any of that.
Because you saved that fucking shit for the actual game when you play the fucking game.
When they revealed Last of Us 1, they gave us a synopsis. You could say I'm not saying I need a beat for beat, I need dialogue. I'm saying what's the motivation here? We got none of that. I mean, right. I expected nothing of Death Stranding because that's just that Sony's in bed with Kojima now, and they kind of have to see this through. So on some level, they've bought all of this crap with Kojima. Ghost of Tsushima, I can kind of see both sides because Sucker Punch hasn't released anything in 4 years. I'm not saying they need to have a rock hard date. But maybe Ghost of Tsushima is a game you can project a date onto. Like they could say holiday 2019 and delay it. Because here's the thing. Anybody who came out, if they said holiday 2019, everybody would have walked out going, yeah, that's getting delayed. I mean, just because we expect it now. Is it right? Is it wrong? We could have that argument, but like that shows progress rather than just showing us cutscenes or gameplay or pre-rendered anything. At least it shows we have a plan. Now, Remedy with Control, that game looks fucking dope. I'm happy there's a Neo 2. We didn't get dates on either of those, did we?
No.
So now and then, but
Control, I think. No, oh wait. Control, I think was 2019.
Okay, so
yeah, Control is. No, it is. They confirmed it on.
I saw one of their people on Giant Bomb's E3 stuff, and I didn't remember what she said.
Neo 2, I have a feeling it'll probably be like 2019, and then it might get delayed. I don't think it'll get delayed because they can just use the same engine that ran Neo. And just keep working on the assets for it.
I am kind of surprised that sequel got announced so soon.
Yeah, it seems.
I'm not that like I'm happy that Neo 2 exists. I just I'm kind of surprised that if it is 2019, that's only 2 years. That's a fast turnaround for this gen.
Well, and Moose has said on our show that Team Ninja has gone on record saying we want to do more with this.
Yeah, they said we want to do. I was expecting like a second season of DLC.
Yeah,
that's what I thought it would be. Like, hey, let's take William into like another setting and have more like stories with him, and I would have been perfectly fine with that. And then they come out and they're like, nope, fuck your couch, Neo 2, and I'm like, okay, that's fine with me. I hate that couch. Let's get another one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with a new couch.
gotta strike while the iron's hot,
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think it's because they took and not that anything's wrong with it. They took so long to make the first one that they're like, all right, well, we know what we did wrong. We can fix it. The only thing, in my personal opinion, that need to fix with Neo 2 is the fucking loot system. It needs to be. I don't want fucking Diablo loot. Like I want like set loot. I want set like kind of like Dark Souls 3. Where like you want
armor set. You want armor
sets.
I
want armor sets. I don't even need armor sets. Like just like give me something that's not as hey, there's like 10,000 pieces in the fucking game, and you spend way more time trying to figure out your stats than you would just fucking playing the game. You know what I mean? So I think it would be cooler if they went the Dark Souls 3 route, or even Bloodborne. Well, more than Bloodborne, because Bloodborne is extremely limited. It's more limited than Dark Souls 3, but just give us like sets and then just say, that's it. Like that's all you get, and clean it up a little bit, because I mean, you pick up stuff and you're like, I don't even use this shit. It's useless to me. Like there's no need for it. Like in Dark Souls, you could collect every piece of armor and you could use every piece if you wanted to. Whereas in Neo, I'll pick up a piece and I'll be like, this is no use to me, and I sell it or I do whatever with it, and it's like it's trash. Like you're just I almost feel like it's filler. Like get rid of it. If it's not serving a purpose, get fucking rid of it.
Well, I think the one pro that Neo has is the crafting system. Like there was a relatively deep crafting system, and I think if you and I didn't spend as much time with it as I should have or as I could have, but it was a cool thing, and it sort of made it so you could both make you could make the armor set you want as well as make your character look the way you want.
Yeah.
Which like I think that's sort of like the other hand of what you're saying.
I think it is going to be cool.
And there are pros and cons on both, because like pros on your side, it's easy. You know what you can use. You know what optimizes your set. On the other side, you have to deal with a lot of random generation, and it gets frustrating if it doesn't go your way quickly.
I feel like for like a Souls-like game, like Diablo loot is not a plus. That's just my personal opinion. I think,
and that's fair.
I think if it was just like I think if it was just an action game, like if it was just a straight up ninja, action game where it wasn't as, unforgiving, I think that would be all right, because then you can just go and grind for loot and stuff. Whereas this, like if I clear an area, I'm not really going to go back into it to grind for more loot. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to move on to the next area. Like I want to progress. Whereas in like Diablo, you're just like, okay, like I've cleared everything, so I'm just going to do rifts, and I'm just going to, I'm going to farm this, I'm going to farm that. Like that's where like the loot, like Diablo and Neo plays the best part, is in a setting like that, not in a setting where you're moving through the world and like you're done. Like when you're done with the stage, you're pretty much done. You know what I mean? You're not really going to go back to it. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't want to add translation. I want to pop the chat. There it is. Never mind.
All right, let's get this B-side started.
Yeah.
So this is top 5 games this year?
Yep.
I'm on it.
They don't have to come out this year, do they? Because I don't think I've played 5 games that have come out this year.
Okay, top 5 games we've played this year. Call it that.
Well, shit, now my list changes. Fuck it, whatever. Just go.
All right.
We'll do it live.
Yep.
Ain't no thing but a chicken wing on a string from Burger King.
Okay.
All right. So E to the Thrizzy.
Whoop woo.
Fuck. Do you guys have a list for like games of the show or no?
Like what all was announced?
No. Like your favorites of the show. Do we even want to tackle it that way?
I mean,
I've got the highlights in my head of each show, but really the only things I'm going to talk about is stuff that was at Microsoft. I didn't watch EA, could give 2 shits about their stuff. I really didn't watch Ubisoft, and the only thing I'm interested from them, I can talk about like 1 or 2 games. And then it's really Sony, and then Nintendo shit the bed by just showing nothing but Smash Brothers and not really showing anything else. So
Nintendo showed a ton. What are you talking about?
You got a sizzle reel while Reggie was talking, and then they spent an hour on fucking Smash.
They said they're going to spend half of their direct on Smash. They've been saying that for 2 months.
Yeah, but that's fucking bullshit. Like honestly, and the reason I say that is because look, Smash is a big game. Not arguing that, but that game is sold before it's announced.
Yeah,
like. It's cool that we got Hollow Knight available now. Great. But I think they should have spent way more time on other games like Killer Queen Black. Maybe giving us a progress update on Metroid or Yoshi, which was playable last year. I mean, come on. Doing what they did fucking killed Switch's momentum.
It did.
I don't know. They showed 32 games.
They showed 32 games and only one thing new.
Let's see.
I mean, are you talking about the treehouse shit after?
No. Although they did show new stuff there too. But they show new games were Daemon X Machina, the new Xenoblade game.
Which looked cool, but we got nothing.
The new Xenoblade game, Mario Party. They titled Fire Emblem.
Mario Party.
Overcooked 2, Killer Queen Black, Hollow Knight.
Killer Queen Black, they should have spent a lot of time on because that game looks fucking dope.
Starlink Battle for Atlas, which they showed at Ubisoft, but it has the Star Fox stuff in it. The Donkey Kong DLC, Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Spend more time on that.
And then they showed like I don't know. Oh, I don't.
All right. So, all right. So here we go. You ready?
Wait. We skipping 20 questions tonight?
I mean, I don't really see why we should do it. Just depending on how I mean,
because we're talking about E3.
I mean, so. Honestly, if the scenario I see us doing 20 questions is if we're done with E3 in an hour, but I don't think that'll happen.
I don't think that'll happen. We'll talk about stuff when we're excited.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm ready if you guys are.
Yep.
Good.
All right. What's up?